Hey, Jucer. Oh, y'all saw my face. Oh, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with my face. That's what my mommy says. Let me stop. Okay, let's see. Y'all know the setup is questionable as usual. Juicers, this is for you. I could say like Jucer, but does Cancer start in June? June, July, August. It does start. Juicers. No, Juicers. If your Jupiter is in Cancer, then this reading may be for you. Jupiter is the planet that holds the energy of expansion, ancient wisdom, happiness, and joy unabounding, good fortune, and stuff like that, right? Cancer is the mother sign of the zodiac. It is intuitive. Like, that's the mother's intuition. How mama know when you acting up before, like, mama could be halfway around the world and she know. Y'all see the vines when, like, she be like in a grocery store or something and she throw the chocolate and then it flies and flies and flies and then it hit dude in the back of the head. That's Cancer. And so Jupiter in Cancer is this energy of expanding sort of intuition itself. And it's a very, because I feel like Piscean and even Scorpionic intuition, like it's all watery. But Cancerian intuition is very like it's like loving intuition, um, in a way that's different than Piscean intuition. I'm like really breaking this down right now, but it helps me get into the energy of it. And like I did meditate on the energies before, obviously, not obviously, but now I'm trying to break it down because like Piscean intuition can also be. I feel like Cancerian intuition, though, isn't necessarily as deep as Piscean intuition. Because I feel like with Piscean intuition, a lot of it is empathic. And so it might be a feeling that you get because someone else is feeling. Honestly, I always feel like Pisces just know. Pisces, like, they kind of sort of know and they just get it because that's 12th house energy. 12th house is everything that's hidden. So if you try to hide something from a Pisces, you're putting it in the space where they can find it because the 12th house is naturally ruled by Neptune and Pisces. And it's, the secrets that we take to the grave. It's everything hidden. The 8th house is also stuff that's hidden. So that's why Scorpios are also good at finding things. If you want to hide something from a water sign, try to hide it from a Cancer. They'll still find it because they'll feel it. They'll feel that something is up, right? They might not necessarily know exactly what it is unless they're really in tune with themselves, and their gifts and abilities. But like, the 8th house and the 12th house deal with things that are hidden and repressed and suppressed. 4th house is about the family. So like Cancer kind of got to care for you a little bit. So Jupiter in Cancer, it's expanding sort of like, all of that intuition, that sight, that the feeling. It's expanding the feeling. You expand through feeling. You find good fortune and caring for others and providing some kind of comfort, providing some kind of home. Right? It's expanding our sense of home, making the 4th house bigger until the whole human race feels like one big happy family. Juicers, y'all have y'all work cut out for y'all. I was gonna say you have your world cut out for you, which is very interesting. And I'm just like staring out the window, spacing out. The card that you had on top of the signifiers deck is the Keeper. Very spiritual, the most spiritual card in this deck. The one completely shrouded in mystery for me. The annealer, the one who brings things together and seals the deal, who creates new beginnings by tying them to the ends of endings and makes it as seamless as possible. So I am using the Spirit Keepers Tarot, created by Benabel Wen. This is the Vitruvian edition. She has a channel here on YouTube, Benabel Wen, Benebell space WEN. I love this deck. It is so heavily coded and integrates so many different things. I got the premium edition, so it came with the book of maps, and it's like 740 something pages of golden information, integrating the I Ching, the Chinese I Ching, integrating gematria, integrating, like those chapters on astrological timing using the tarot cards. Honestly, it goes so deep. Even the symbolism on the cards go deep. And then I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans. I love Kim Krans as well. This was one of my first tarot decks. This was my first tarot deck. My first oracle deck was the Wild Unknown Animal oracle cards by Kim Krans. And so the Wild Unknown Tarot will be the actual reading, and the Spirit Keeper's Tarot is what I'm using as significators to anchor the energy into the spread. And so when finding your cards, everything was pretty close to the bottom. Even the Chariot. I was originally looking for the High Priestess. But then I was like, wait, like the Chariot is the Cancer card. So I'm going to go for the Chariot, right? But I don't know. I feel like Cancers, like they're cardinal water, right? So y'all are typically the water energy that is closest to the surface. And so I guess it was like, what is the surface, right? Because this is Jupiter in Cancer. Is the surface the top of the deck? Because how do I do this? I shuffle all the cards, I pull them together, and I pull from the top. Yeah, so you're at the surface. Duh, at the top. And that's why all the cards came out really quick. If like you would have been at the bottom. So I feel like Jupiter in Cancer, you're in a space that you're probably in a good space if your Jupiter is in Cancer, but I'm gonna do this reading and we'll see if I'm right or not. That's my original prediction, is that you're in a good space. Ooh, y'all got Strength in reverse up top. Who did I do first today? Juris? Jupiter and Taurus also got Strength in reverse. Oh, and then y'all got the Chariot in reverse at the bottom. Look at that. That's y'all card. Leo and Cancer. Both in reverse. Both Leo and Cancer can be about family. So maybe y'all are in a position that's too good. Because both Cancer and Taurus are about like home and creature comforts. But like, making a home that's comfortable and safe. And I said that the Cancer part of it is more like providing the home. And then the Taurian part of it is more acquiring the home. Getting stuff to make it feel comfortable and to make it feel good and like comfy and like memory foam and plush and, making it look luxurious. Taurus is that's like a luxury home that is also very comfortable but super chic and cute. And Cancerian energy is like a home that doesn't necessarily have to be that big, but it's very cozy and it's very warm and the food smells bomb as soon as you walk into the place. Like, if you walk into a Taurus's house, like first you're like, oh my gosh, the furniture is like beautiful, and oh my gosh, look at the paintings, and is that food? Like once you get closer to the kitchen. But when you step into like that Cancerian home, it's like you're hit with the food smell, you're hit with the comfort, and you're hit with the love. Expanding on love, loving intuition, Jupiter, good fortune while you're like caring for others. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like all the way. My sun is in Pisces and my Mercury is in Pisces, so I get carried away in the illusion, in the fantasy, and lost in the metaphor sometimes. It's just me. I'm just me. Give myself permission to be me, to be free. I'm just awesome, 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 awesome. Okay. I don't know where that came from. I know where that came from. So let's get started. So, today is an interesting eye day. I've said that before in the other readings, but I'm doing this anyway because I felt so led. So, something that you need to internalize. If something or someone is in your space and it's holding you back, I think you need to say it, Jucer. Because we don't have time for any boiled crab. Like pinchy crabs, like they get pinchy and pincery, and maybe I wonder if like your Jupiter is in Cancer, if you'd be the type of person that gets crabby if you're being stifled. Like, if you feel like you want to expand in a certain area, like you want your chariot to be moving and you want to be riding, but you come across a blockage, and it's somebody that you love, because if it wasn't somebody that you love, it wouldn't really be a blockage. Or it could be something that you love, or it could be you just lacking something that you feel like you cannot get. And since you can't expand anymore, like you're getting crabby and you're getting a little snippy and snappy, like snapping turtle, Jupiter and Cancers, Jucers, your little snapping turtles. Um, but I feel like you're not feeling strong because you're feeling like not yourself. You're feeling out of your element because you can't sort of like move and you want to move. And if it's frustrating you, I think it should be like made clear, right? It's like bring it to the light. Make people aware of it. Um, don't hide it. Don't hide it. Don't try to fight it. Just let it go and let it be. But make it clear. Oh, I'm gonna keep going. Actually, I could have pulled a card for that. What's that? The Six of Pentacles in reverse, and the Six of Swords in reverse. So double sixes. A lot of these cards, I feel like I've seen the Six of Pentacles a lot today, and I'm shuffling and I'm cutting these decks. But I mean, it makes sense, I guess. I feel like the stories have always been cohesive. And then a lot of times, sometimes it'll be like something to release. So something to release is you not, I don't know why not feeling good enough came to my mind. Are you your own blockage? Oh my gosh. Are you doing this to yourself, Juicer? So, what could potentially be happening is, Juicer, you're taking the hermit energy of the hermit crab, and you're in your shell, in your little crab shell. And you're getting snippy and snappy because you're not going anywhere, but you're the one who's not moving. Because you may not think you can do it. Because I'm getting like between the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Swords in reverse, it's like you not taking opportunities because you don't feel good enough. Or you not, it's like it's something that you're not releasing because either you don't want to feel alone or you don't feel good enough. Because I think, if you dive too far into Cancerian energy, I feel like one space where it can meet crisis is when it doesn't have anyone outside of itself to give to. Like Cancerian energy in excess can be like, I can't cook for one. I have to at least cook for two, if not 20, if not 22. Right? So it's like through fear of someone else moving on or you leaving someone else and being alone, it's like you're stopping your blessings, you're stopping all movement, all planes grounded, all ships stuck in harbor, ain't nothing going nowhere. And this is not a great energy to be in because Jupiter is the planet of expansion and also ancient wisdom and also like joy and stuff like that, right? It's like you're not growing, you're not learning, you're not expanding because you don't want to. I do want to pull one card and I'll set it up here. And it's the moon. The moon. Are you afraid of the dark, Cancer? Cancer. Are you afraid of the dark, Juicer? Maybe you have strong familial placements. Oh, snap, with the lovers up top at the bottom of the deck. I just looked at it. You don't want to be left alone. You don't want to be a single goose because geese mate for life. And once you lose one goose, then you know it's gonna be downhill from there. But you can't choke nothing either. If you choke the goose, it's gonna die too. So if you suffocate anything living, it's gonna die. That's not gonna keep it alive. But the moon is upright, right? I feel like this is you actively perpetuating this illusion because you don't want to see something as it is, even though it's upright. And it's not in reverse. That's just how I'm feeling it. It's like something that you're perpetuating because you're just too afraid of finding out who you are without it, or finding out who you'd have to be without it, or learning something new, expanding beyond the four walls of your home. It's like, I guess Jupiter, Jucer energy could also be an energy of expanding inward and making your house more complicated, and like sectioning and dividing your house into smaller and smaller and smaller spaces so you can diversify it, but ultimately it's the same space and eventually you're going to run out of space, so you're going to have to go outside a little bit. And you like, this is Jupiter and Cancer energy, so like, yeah, you kind of know, but you think the compromise is expanding inward when you're still being like, you're still feeling led and called to expand outward. How's that working out for you? Not in a necessarily condescending way, but I'm just curious. You know, how is that working out for you? This is 4, and then this is. Oh, I'm done. There we go. So you have the Father of Cups in reverse, and what card is this? Ooh, is this the 8 of Swords in reverse? No, this is the 9 of Swords in reverse. Ooh, I just saw this card too. You got the 9 of Swords in reverse and the Father of Cups in reverse. This is Dark Visions. I used to get this card all the time when I first started, and it was one of my biggest fears. Because of my eyes. I feel like you are literally blinding yourself. And you may be holding, either you're holding someone else captive or you're holding yourself captive, Juicer. And with the moon here, I feel like intuitively you know it, but you won't allow yourself to see it. And when no one's moving, it's like, you know, if I don't know, like the 6 of Swords is in reverse, so you shouldn't be here. Anything that is love, everything is in reverse right now. Besides the moon that I pulled from the deck to clarify. But everything is in reverse right now. There's no movement. There's no sailing away to calmer waters. There's no like fatherly, loving energy. There's no hope. There's no nothing. Juicer, what is going on? You can't. And I feel like a lot of this is self-inflicted. I feel like a lot of it is. What is this? This is 3. So, I think it's time for you to go inside and to figure out what you're afraid of. And to figure out why you want so badly for things to stay as they are. Because you could be preventing something from coming in that's like really beautiful, that will really help you out. It's like, you know, you're fighting to keep your home intact, and someone's coming and they see you compartmentalizing and dividing and dividing and dividing and dividing your house and moving all this stuff in. It's like you have so much stuff in the house, there's barely any space to walk. But there's a room for everything. It's like you're erecting walls just to make it feel like there's even further separation. And it's like, you know, someone comes by with a wrecking ball and you're fighting them because you think that they want to destroy your house, but when actually they're trying to like take out a wall and expand it. But you can't see the expansion of it. All you see is like the wall that you might lose, right? But you lose a wall to create more space. Um, and so, like, I don't know, just go inside and think why you need so desperately for everything to be as it is, that you will ground these birds and you will keep them from flying. Right? Because if you choke the goose, if you suffocate anything, it's not going to live. And then you're still going to be alone. Um, because it's like, once you get to the heart of these dark visions, I feel like you'll be in a space where you can realize that sometimes you have to give something room to grow in order for it to become what it should be and then come back. Like in the Kim Cran's archetype deck, there's the village card. And it speaks about like leaving the village, which is leaving everything you know. But on the side, it made note that, another part of the journey is returning to the village after the quest is over and bringing all of that knowledge and all of that experience home to make home a better place. And you can't do that if you never give yourself or someone else the opportunity to grow. Now, this could be growth in relationships. This could be growth in the family. This could be growth in a job. Like you're keeping something small, keeping yourself small, keeping someone else small, and it's time to figure out why you're doing that. Why are you doing that, Jucer? Like, what's up? What's wrong? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? We have the Ace of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles upright. It's like you're so happy and satisfied just being like keeping everything trapped in this nest that you don't care what wants to get out. You will fight any passion. You will douse that. Jupiter is expansion, right? So you expand on Cancer. You take that water. You stretch it from oceans to entire planets just covered in water. And you will pour all that water onto any lick of fire that comes into your vicinity to keep anything from wanting to dare leave. But all you do when you do that is make people crave escape and make yourself crave escape. You're trying to escape from yourself. How do you do that? Exactly. Yeah, I don't know either. So I think it's up to you to sort of learn that sometimes you gotta learn how to let the little birdies fly, Cancer. And you could be the only little birdie that you need to let fly. This could be a lot of energy of you holding yourself back. Because I'm not necessarily feeling any external energy right now. I feel like this is all you. And you might like be able to find people to blame. Of course, you can always find someone to blame. That's a part of being human. It's what keeps the ego healthy and thriving. Blaming other people instead of looking at our own faults and where we fall short. But I mean, you have to learn to let people have an identity outside of you. And one reason why you might be fighting this so hard is because you feel you don't have an identity outside of someone else. And you're comfortable being stuck. Not even stuck, but yeah, I mean, I guess it is stuck because your Jupiter is stuck in a house. And it's like, it's like cabin fever. It's going inside of itself and it's replicating internally where it should be building outward, but it can't build outward. So it's like, it's running in circles in its own mind, trying to figure out how to escape. And then it's so deep in its own mind that it doesn't even know that it's in its own mind, and it thinks it's expanding outward. But it's not. There's like no actual growth that's happening. So my advice, real quick up top, would be number one, do something that scares you. And that doesn't necessarily have to be skydiving. That could be letting someone go to a soccer game or letting someone spend the night somewhere. I mean, like, and like, it's not just anywhere, but it's just like spend some time by yourself. Get to know yourself. Treat yourself, by yourself, take yourself out, do something for you that don't involve nobody else. Nobody else but you. Y'all see that Goofy movie? When Goofy, that's a perfect example. The principal called Goofy. And Goofy was like, Max is a good kid. Like, he wouldn't do that. Goofy's biggest mistake in that whole movie was listening to Pete. What's his name? Is it Pete? And then Petey was his son. PJ was his son. Pete Jr. Yeah. So listening to Pete tell him how to raise his kid was Goofy's worst mistake. And that's what messed Goofy up at literally every single turn in the Goofy movie. If you haven't seen the Goofy movie, I'm sorry. Spoiler warning, probably click off the video. Because I don't know when it's going to stop. I'm not timestamping nothing. But that was his mistake every time. Every single turn. Pete was chasing Goofy to confine Max more and more and more and more. And all it made Max want to do was rebel and get away and escape. Like, they ended up taking this whole trip that ultimately it ended up growing their relationship for the best because Goofy learned that, Max is growing up. And Max also learned, like, hey, like, Dad is doing this because he doesn't want to lose me, because he feels like I'm sort of leaving him out. Excuse me. And it's like they both come to a realization and a self-awareness, but they're both also open to allowing the other person to speak their piece and to be heard and to move forward in an accord that more equally matches what they both want and not just what Goofy wanted, because Goofy is the parent and Max has to do whatever Goofy says because Goofy pays the bills. Goofy gets all the pinnacles. It's like, okay, so you're gonna make sure that as soon as someone can get away or escape, that they don't come back to you. Okay, got it, good. If that's what you want, then keep on going. Goodness, what is happening today? I don't know. Jucer, if this is resonating, then if it ain't resonating, then like I said, situations could be different. This could be you not giving yourself an opportunity to pursue something that you actually like because something else is comfortable. And now you're suffocating yourself, you're suffocating your inner child, you're suffocating the parts of you that are actually happy and joyful and alive in order to maintain some kind of status quo or to keep your ego fed in some kind of way. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Moving on. So we have the 9 of Cups upright. So 2 9s. At least, hey, you're good over here. And then Judgment in reverse. And this is, I believe, a blockage. So something for you to learn and your blockage. It's not all about you. That's literally it. That's your lesson. Jucer is, really get to learn and know and understand that it's not all about you. And it's not all about what makes you comfortable. And, this is a Jupiter, so your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, North Node, South Node, Chiron, Lilith, Vesta, Pallas Athena, all that stuff could be in, like, different places. But this is where your Jupiter is. Ooh, is this, like, strong Leo energy? We did start with strength in reverse up top. If you got a lot of Leo in your chart and your Jupiter is in Cancer, it ain't all about you, sis. Sorry, but it's not. So, like, just like the energy of Juicer in general, sometimes you have to do what isn't comfortable for you to really expand. Right? Because, so Jupiter in Capricorn is in detriment. So Jupiter might actually like being in Cancer because it doesn't like being in Capricorn. And Jupiter is in Cancer, or in Capricorn right now. So this energy is opposing what Jupiter is sort of doing right now. And so it's like it could be you opposing ways that you're supposed to be expanding right now because maybe this worked for you in the past. And maybe this used to make you happy. And it's like you're still kind of happy, but either there's a part of you that isn't completely and totally satisfied because it's time to move in some way and you're not moving, or someone in the picture is not completely, totally happy and satisfied because things aren't moving in a way that keeps the waters fresh. The waters are getting stagnant and stale and nasty and gross because they never go anywhere. And so all the algae and the pond scum and the bacteria and stuff like that are just accumulating in the water because there's no circulation in the water. There's no aeration in the water, you know. Like Cancer, I guess Cancer water. Well, it's cardinal water. Scorpio water is fixed, not Cancerian water. So something should be moving somewhere, Jucer. And it ain't all about you. With the Judgment in reverse and the Ace of, like, the only cards that have come out upright so far is the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. So it's like you're good, you're comfortable, but nothing else is. And you don't too much care, but that's what your blockage is. Your blockage is you being so comfortable and you being so satisfied right now that you're not willing to grow in the ways that you're supposed to be growing to gain more comfort and satisfaction, to turn these nines into tens where other people can come in and can join you on your comfort and your love and whatever. It's like you're not even giving others the opportunity to really do that because you are so reserved and constrained and tied up and so far in your own head that you can't see what it actually looks like outside for real. Because the window that you're looking out of is still a window into your own mind because you're in a house within 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 a house. And the sunlight that you see out your window is the sunlight that went through one window to another 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 window. And you don't even know if those windows are tinted or not. One of those windows could be tinted. And you might think either A, you think it's nighttime because you're looking out your window and you don't see no sun, or you think it's sunrise or sunset because one of the windows are tainted a pinkish orange or a purple and the light is looking like sunset, but it's like the middle of the daytime. It's spring. Everything is blooming and blossoming and you're stuck in that house, within the house, within the house, in your mind. It's time to break free of that. Then we have the Hierophant upright, which is another card upright. The Hierophant upright and the Four of Cups upright, which is a Cancerian card. It's the last Cancerian card before the Queen of Cups. Right, 2, 3, 4. Those are Cancerian energies. It's the third decan leading into Leo. So we have this Four of Cups, right, which is the last third decan of Cancer, which leads into Leo season. And then the Strength card is in reverse. So you're getting stuck there. You're getting stuck at the limits of your comfort zone. You're not pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. Wow. I've found like 25 million different ways to say that. And then these last two cards say it perfectly. Hierophant upright, Four of Cups upright. You're stuck and bound to traditions and what's become safe, and you're not pushing yourself outside your comfort zone because you're comfortable. You have all nines. You're like, I got all these nines, I'm good, but I need to grow for where I need to go for. And this is something like to keep in balance, right? Okay. Well, no, I ain't taking all of them. So things to play in balance. It's your personal comfort with the comfort of others. So I think you don't necessarily want to make yourself so uncomfortable that you can't function. Well, here we go. This was the only card that flipped over. It is the 8, 7. It's the 8 of Swords in reverse. Stuck in that cocoon. You don't even realize that things could be so much better than they are right now because, I don't know. It's like I said, like you're so stuck in so far into your own mind and into your own head that you don't see that situations can be different. Because upright, I feel like this is the energy of like, if the emerging butterfly comes out of the cocoon and it doesn't fly immediately, like if you don't fly out of this cocoon, then if you just drop to the ground, you might land on a sword. But in reverse, it's like the swords are coming for you and you're holed up in your house. Maybe this is why you are so far retreated in. And then the Two of Swords in reverse. Two of Swords in reverse, Eight of Swords in reverse. Altogether, we got 10 swords in reverse. A cycle that needs to end, but you'd rather bleed out on the ground than, pull yourself out of the sword pit. But yeah, it's like you may feel that you're under such attack, or you may have been at one point under such attack from the outside that you closed yourself off and now you're comfortable being alone. But it's like, okay, that alone period was cute while it lasted and it got you through some hard things, but it's time for you to be brave. Put that strength card upright, girl. Be brave, my dude, my guy, girl, sis, bro, non-binary pal. However you choose to identify, whatever pronouns you use, it's time to put the hurt in the closet and to learn what the world is really about. Right? You see, you hear the ambulances? They're coming to help you, but you're turning them away at the door because of what something or somebody else may have done to you in the past. Not everybody is like that. So yeah, and then the last card, I'm just going to pull this one right here. What is it? Let's see. Oh, it's the Daughter of Cups in reverse. That's going to be Cancer energy. I just got her for Gemini. Jupiter and Gemini. That's you closing yourself off. You're doing this to yourself. And then we got the Five of Cups in reverse. Because you're so stuck in everything that went wrong in the past that you'd rather spend your whole life in your shell, tucked away from everything, even though it makes you miserable. Not it's weird though, because like Jupiter in Cancer, Jupiter isn't supposed to do anything alone though. I feel like Jupiter is supposed to incorporate things, and so when you incorporate things into your house, when you have a guest over, you make them feel comfortable. You don't treat them in a way that would make you comfortable, because if you treat them in a way that makes you comfortable, that doesn't necessarily guarantee that your guests get any comfort. And Cancer is all about providing people with comfort, with the comfort that they want. But you can't necessarily know what someone else wants if you're so self-focused, right? It's like you think you're giving the best care in this situation, but you're not giving care in the way that the other person in the situation needs it. You're giving care in the way that you're used to getting it or receiving it. And the Six of Pentacles is in reverse. So the way you're giving it, they're not receiving it. And then you're getting upset that they're not receiving it in a way that is gracious, because they feel like they're not getting anything because you're not giving it to them in a way that they can recognize what it's supposed to be. I feel like if your Jupiter is in Cancer, open your mind up. Realize that everything in the past could be used, it's supposed to be used to teach you a lesson, right? And the strength that you've gained from all of your hardship and through all of the darkness and all of the pain has brought you to this place where you are strong and where you are self-sufficient and where you can take care of yourself. But all of that energy is keeping you from moving forward. It's keeping you from finding true love. It's keeping you from finding peace. It's keeping you from a life that you can be equally as passionate about, but still remain comfortable. You're missing out on a beautiful integration of everything that could be because you're so stuck in what is. And what is a result, it seems, of everything that went wrong before. So you may feel like you've put your past behind you, but you've boxed the past in with you. You've created a room for the past in your home. And you don't even realize that you're serving food on past china, serving vegetables that are past expired, drinks that are past flat. And it's like you're living in this fantasy world where your vegetables are fresh and your dishes are clean and your fruit is the luscious, biggest fruit and juiciest fruit, and your vegetables are the greenest and orangest and reddest and yellowest and the most vibrant everything, but you can't actually see that it's still all a result of the past hurt, pain, trauma, and conflict that you suffered. Because it was never really addressed. Jucer, you kind of just swept it under the rug. So yeah, this one's kind of heavy. All the best though. Like everything you need, you have at your disposal. You just really have to go back and you have to look at sort of like, where things sort of change, how things can change. And it's almost like once you take a step back, once you breathe, allow yourself to be alone for a second. And then if you get these intense desires to interact with someone else or to do something for someone, or to have someone there, sort of like look at it and ask where it's coming from. And then try to follow the trail back to where things sort of shifted for you maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure, but like love and light and all the best. I wish you absolute healing and happiness, and like, you got to leave your house to go to the grocery store. Okay. Pre-2000 and whatever, before groceries were delivered through delivery apps and you can get on, I don't know, Uber Eats or Grubhub or DoorDash or whatever. Back in the day, you'd at least have to go to the grocery store to get groceries to cook. So, allow yourself to at least go to the grocery store, Jucer. Go to the store and get some fresh fruit and some fresh veggies and some fresh meat and some new plates, because it's time to let the old stuff go. All right, have a good one. Bye. Bye-bye.